Hello and welcome to the From the Finney podcast with me, Jake.
Me, Dan.
And me, Ollie. Hi, lads.
Hello.
Hello.
How are
It's
you?
nice to have you back this week, Ollie.
Thanks, Dan.
We got
Important business last week. Well,
important
happy to be
business to attend to.
Yeah. Back today. Thanks for having me again.
So this week we've got news of Premier League interest in Callum Robinson, so we're going to have a chat about his development during his time at Deepdale. We'll also be talking about how many of the rest of our squad would make the grade at the top level. There's no fresh Twitter meltdown this week, so instead we'll be trying something new towards the end. So without any further ado, let's get into it.
Cool. Let's crack on. At least I got that right this week instead of saying crack in and jump on.
Yeah. So just before we start, I'd like to wish a quick happy birthday to Alex Neil. He turns 38 today. I'm sure you'll all join us in wishing him many happy returns.
38 today.
He's 38 today.
Jesus, tough paper round.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Big Al.
Yeah.
Hope he's having a good time on holiday wherever he is.
I'm sure he's having a worldie. I bet he's out with Brad Potts, isn't he?
I hope he's not.
he's the one that paid for the Ridsdale signs.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Speaking of milestones, thank you to our following. You've helped us break the 500 follower mark on Twitter. It doesn't sound like much, but it's all right for a group of lads who've only just started this recently as a hobby. So thanks to everyone who's hit that follow button. And if you haven't yet, go over and find us on Twitter at From the Finney.
Yeah, 4 months, I think, just over 4 months.
Yep.
So it's pretty good going. Hats off, chaps, and all the other people that have contributed.
And ladies. Thanks,
and
ladies.
yeah. But yeah, Callum Robinson. According to the LEP, there's been interest from a Premier League club this week, and we reported it on social media. There was quite a lot of people that were jumping straight down the old, get rid of him, he's not good enough. We'll be better off with the money.
I think that's denial, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so, and I'd say sorry, Ollie. I think a lot of the people on social media probably tick the box, as you like to call them, Ollie, of your DARs.
Absolutely, 90% of the fan base. Hope none of you are listening, but I can see what they're saying.
That's our listeners going down quite a bit.
He's got 12 months left on his contract, so I can see what they're saying. If he's got no interest in signing a new contract. But I don't know. It's actually quite a tricky one. I don't know whether we should sell him or not. But he's definitely Premier League quality, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I don't think there is any doubt about it, to be honest.
No, not at all.
I was going to say, I'm sure you're in that party as well, aren't you, Dan?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not of the school of thought that is of the snap their hand off type thing. But I mean, if they're offering us between 12 and 15 million, it's hard to resist, isn't it?
Yeah, especially like Ollie said, for someone who's got 12 months left on his deal.
Yeah, and everyone's got their price. I know that's like quite a bit of a cliche, but
yeah, 2 minutes to get a cliche in. He has got. I don't know what his price will be. I'm hearing like 12 mil or 10, 12 mil, but it depends how much we want it. Like if he stays, and he might sign the new contract, and then we might have some sort of agreement like we did with Hugo to sell him. Like if another Premier League team comes in, but there's been obviously the Bournemouth rumour, and then this week there's rumours about Sheffield and Aston Villa. I think he'd suit all them three clubs quite well, to be fair.
Yeah, I think he would.
Yeah, and definitely Sheffield United.
Well, I'm sure it was you, Ollie, that said that if Sheffield United only been given sort of like a £20 million budget.
Yeah, they've got all that beef with Osama bin Laden's family, haven't they? So
yeah,
I don't know what's going on there.
What's that?
Osama bin Laden.
The bin Laden family, I think, donated like £3 million or invested £3 million in Sheffield United. Don't quote me on this, any Sheffield United fans, if you're listening.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's come from the Sun, so
I haven't heard of anything about that.
Yeah, there was a big kick-off in there. I think it was maybe 2-3 weeks ago. All over social media.
Maybe about a month ago. I don't know, but
that completely bypassed me. That's mad.
Yeah.
That.
There you go. That's something for you to have a read about after.
Yeah, definitely.
They've got a court case because I think a 50% owner is like an Arab or something, and they've got a court case going on. So there's a bit of an awkward one with Sheffield, but obviously Villa will spend big money. Started out Villa, suits Dean Smith perfectly. So
Best mates
I
with
think,
Jack Grealish.
yeah, best mates with Jack Grealish. So, and I think he'd probably play most often there out of the 3 clubs that have been linked. So I actually tweeted this a few weeks ago before I heard of the interest. I think he'd be perfect to go to Villa. So I'm not saying that I hope he goes, but I think if he went, I'd want him to go to Villa. He's got all the qualities to be Premier League. There's absolutely nothing. Yeah. There's nothing that he doesn't have.
Well, I think he averaged a goal every 170 minutes this season.
Yeah.
Which, considering he was out for 3 or 4 months ish, and he still finished joint top scorer at the club with Alan Brown, who I think was also out injured at points in the season, but for nowhere near as long as Robbo was.
Yeah.
And from an attacking left midfielder, it's good going. Definitely good going.
And there were some quality goals in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quite a good
range of goals. Against Ipswich spring to mind.
Yeah, they were both. And bearing in mind he's been out for about 3 months there.
Yeah.
Slot straight back in. I think he's just quality.
One thing that's always impressed me with Robinson is the sort of variation in the types of goals that he scores, because he scores quite frequently with his head. He can score with either foot. Like I mean, I know it didn't actually go in, but away at Norwich where he took off the team, only denied because he hit the Denver, and that was with his left foot, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the keeper saved it. Would have been goal of the season. That.
Yeah, I think he got a touch on it, didn't he?
Yeah, took about 4 players, and then Louis Malt missed a header from 2 yards out.
Louis Malt.
Sorry, just thought I'd chuck that in there. But yeah, he's either feet. He's good with either feet, and as you say, Dan, he's not the biggest, is he? But he scores a few headers. Yeah. Right place, right time.
Yeah, he's had a few like near post, back post, a similar sort of thing, like right place, right time.
Yeah, just across the goal.
Yeah,
you can't really teach that. It's just he's
instinct,
great.
Isn't it?
Yeah, he's got great positioning, like in and around the box, and he's so good at getting into little spaces as well. Which
I think the other thing to note as well, and I know there's a lot of North End fans that are sort of on either side of the fence when it comes to Callum Robinson, but I don't think any will be able to deny the fact that every season he's been with us, which I think he's now been with us 5 seasons.
I'd say probably 5, yeah.
I don't think anyone can deny the fact that he's improved every season that he's been with us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's something else that makes me confident that if he was to step up, that he would be able to cut it. He clearly works his bollocks off to try and be the best that he can be, really, and try and hit the top. And if he gets to the Prem, then you could say that he's done that.
He's definitely got one of the best attitudes I've seen at North End in a while.
100%.
He's got an amazing attitude.
He's always happy as well.
Yeah, I was going to say he just loves playing football, doesn't he? So
yeah, he's always got a smile.
When you love playing football, that's half the battle won. I'd say it's like Hugo. It's like the Hugo situation for me. He's got better every season. Unplayable in his last season, and probably just deserves a move now. But obviously, I hope he stays. But we'll just have to see. It's been quiet, so I don't know how long it'll drag on for. But hopefully, we've set some kind of deadline for him to kind of agree if he's going to stay or go, and we get it sorted out.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't go into the last week.
Yeah, because doesn't the window shut just after the start of the season?
Yeah,
is it a couple of days after the start of the season or something like that?
I think it's like the 9th of August or something around then.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be nice to know that if it gets to a certain point, I don't know, say second week in July, if he's no further on in terms of going anywhere. But then saying that, if someone came in on the 9th of August and offered 15 million quid, I don't think Hemmings is going to say no, really.
Yeah. Did Hugo not leave on deadline day?
Yeah. It was a January deadline day, but yeah.
Yeah. And did we sign another striker before?
No.
See, if that happens with Robbo, then he's literally...
Because we'd signed Malt, hadn't we, before?
Oh, yeah. Louis Malt,
yeah. It seems to have happened a couple of times in recent years that we've been staying up till midnight on deadline day hoping that people don't leave. I'd quite like there to be that sort of assurance this time. I don't fancy that again.
I think Greg Cunningham last year left quite early, didn't
he? Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
we
within a
just
few weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, then probably about this time last year, then we got Andrew Hughes in pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
And I had the full pre-season to bed in, didn't he? So we need side a winger anyway, whether Robbo stays or goes.
Yeah.
I think that's the point, isn't it? If he does go, say with a week to go or on deadline day, whatever it may be, and we've only signed one winger, it still won't be enough. We'd still need to sign someone else.
Yeah, people say you got Maguire who can play wide, you've got Harrop back who can play wide, got Bowden back.
That just takes you back to the League One days, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of square pegs and round holes.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We need actual specialists. If we're actually genuine about top six.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Maguire playing in off the left anyway. I know he can, but I just think he's nowhere near as effective.
No, definitely not. But I think talking of the likes of Maguire and others that have played across the front three and in midfield, I think it's safe to say that there's probably one or two in the squad that could potentially join Robinson if he was to move to the Premier League. I know, Dan, we mentioned, we had quite a lengthy discussion about Ben Pearson last week with Sarah.
Yeah.
Ollie, I know exactly where you stand on that, but...
Did you boys watch England today?
I didn't know.
I did,
get time to watch
Did you see Eric Dyer, Dan?
I did, unfortunately.
There's not one thing that Eric Dyer is better at than Ben Pearson.
Nah.
Not one thing.
I didn't watch England today, but I can't.
Yeah, but you already know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Ben Pearson, I think, is... If you're taking out all the yellow cards and all that and all the reputation, I say he's comfortably a Premier League player.
Yeah.
In terms of aggression, anticipation, his use of the ball is unbelievable. That's quite underrated.
I'd probably go so far as to say if he didn't have this yellow card habit and reputation for it, he'd have probably gone last summer.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. But if you look at Scott McTominay at United now, he's not a better footballer than Ben Pearson. Like, there's just no way. So I'd say for me, Ben's the best player that I've seen at North End.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Just as an all-round player. And you've still got people saying sell him on Twitter. Because he does miss too many games.
Yeah, but it's the one thing that North End fans have known about him for years. Anyway, so...
Yeah, I think the piece that I did maybe March, April, I think the win percentage with and without was like a 30% difference.
Yeah.
And he's obviously Alex Neil's key player. So I'd say out of anyone, he's the most ready now to play Premier League.
Definitely. Yeah, so I think Ben Pearson's one that would probably suit a lot of sort of mid-table Premier League clubs.
To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if like local Premier League clubs were scouting him. So
yeah, definitely wouldn't surprise me, especially with him coming from United.
The likes of Burnley, Everton, and then I think like Wolves, Villa, all them, Brighton maybe.
Yeah.
I think Wolves definitely, because my girlfriend's a Wolves fan and she always gets annoyed every time I tell her I don't rate Romain Saiss. Pearson was slotting really nicely in that midfield.
Yeah.
Well, when we spoke about Pearson last week, I think we mentioned that Brighton was one of the clubs that had been linked with him ever since Graham Potter's gone in. Obviously, he's going to know a lot about him, having spent 12 months in the Championship.
Yeah, I think they've been linked with Ollie McBurney as well, haven't they, at Swansea? So
yeah, I saw that this week.
Might be going down that line of recruitment.
So in terms of the rest of the squad, Alan Brown, what are our thoughts on that?
The thing about Alan Brown is he's obviously, apart from Ben Pearson, arguably our best player, but I think he might have peaked. I don't know how much better he's going to get, and I don't know if that's going to quite make him Premier League quality. I think he's capable of doing a job in a Premier League team, but I don't think he's Premier League quality, if you know what I mean. Because there is that sort of difference, isn't there?
Yeah, and I think going back to Robinson, that's where a lot of fans stand on Robinson, I think, is that, well, not a lot, but I suspect some probably think that he could go in and do a job.
Yeah. I'm probably the same. I'm not sure. I don't think he's peaked yet, I think he's like Robinson. He's getting better every season. I think he'll still carry on getting better.
He's only young as well, isn't he? Still.
But I don't know if how good he is at. I don't think he played number 10 for a Premier League club. He's not that type of number 10, and I'm not sure how effective he is further back. Because even if you play him as a number 8 for us, he's not as effective in the actual engine room. I think he just got a bit of a niche position for what Alex Neil wants. So
yeah, I think that's the key thing, and I think he suits Alex Neil's system. Very well.
He's literally, if you could make a player for Alex Neil, it would be Ben Pearson. I mean, Alan Brown. So,
yeah, definitely.
So I'm not sure.
I'm a bit like you two. I'm torn because as good as he is, I'd like to see him do well if he was to go into the Prem. But whereas with Ben Pearson, I can see him slotting into a few teams.
Yeah.
I just don't see where Alan Brown fits in.
Yeah, I think it'd be a bit of it wouldn't be a struggle, but I don't think he'd excel, would he?
No, he'd be in and out all the time, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because you've got players like Jeff Hendrick who've gone and made good Premier League careers.
True.
Similar, but I don't know. True. I think there's a few players like that. Obviously, Conor Horan's now stepping up to the Prem. Similar sort of player.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. He's got all the physicality.
Yeah.
He's athletic.
Yeah. I think we have to say though as well, this is by no means flat on Alan Brown.
No, not at all.
He's probably, I'd say, along with the two players we've already mentioned, Ben Pearson and Callum Robinson, he's our best player at the club.
I'd agree. Them three are my top 3 players.
And I think they're all closely followed by Ben Davis, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, yeah. Absolutely.
He's another one that I think if he carries on the way he's going, I don't see him having an issue being a Premier League centre-back.
Yeah. The only thing that concerns me about Ben Davis is physicality.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at him now compared to even 18 months ago, he's filled out a shitload.
He's filled out, yeah. He has. I think maybe more in a back 3. If a team who plays a back 3 on the left-hand side. Because he's really good at his main quality is stepping into midfield or stepping into the second line and just threading passes. He's got pace to recover as well. He has improved, in terms of aerial and aggression. But one of our main concerns last season was conceding from crosses, and that is probably his main weakness. I don't know. I think for the right club, he could probably step up, but he's much better having at least another season with us, just to carry on progressing.
Yeah, I think he'll have definitely one more season with us, if not more. But yeah, he's another one that I think if he carries on progressing, I don't see him.
Did he sweep up all the awards as well?
This year?
Did he get players, player and fans?
He won player and fans players.
Yeah.
So it's highly rated by players and fans.
Alan Brown won his customary goal of the season.
Yeah. And Jordan Story, did he win young player?
Young player. Adam O'Reilly got Scholar of the Year, I think.
And Louis Mott won Community.
Yeah, that was it.
You've got to be good at something, haven't
you? But talking of Jordan's Story there, by no means is he ready for the Prem at the minute. He needs a couple of seasons more at this level.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to go from where he was at the start of the season before last to where he's finished the season just gone.
Yeah.
Didn't Exeter only sign him last summer?
No, we signed him last summer.
Oh yeah, of course we did.
I think he was a kid at Exeter. He's went out on loan to National League South.
He had a couple of non-league loans. Definitely.
That's what I was thinking of.
He came back in and was a bit part player for them initially, and
he started off the season before we signed him as their 5th choice centre back, didn't he?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And then he finished playing in the playoff final at Wembley, and we signed him. And
made a few appearances early on, didn't he? I think in the cups, and then he got his first. I think he came in around December, Jan.
For us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I remember one of the last games he played in the cup was that win away at Leeds.
Mm.
And Twitter was alight with people
Raving about him.
Raving about him, yeah. I wouldn't say slagging Alex Neil off, but definitely getting on Alex Neil's back for not giving him more of an opportunity.
Yeah, I can see both sides of that.
But I'm more on the side of the gaffer on that one. I think you've got to commend him for sticking to his guns and holding him back as much as he did.
Yeah. Well, at that time, I mean, we could see which way the wind was blowing with Huntington, but he hadn't quite cost us enough.
It was blowing south.
To guarantee a drop. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I mean that's what we mean. We could see it happening, but at that point, he hadn't cost us enough actual points to really warrant being dropped.
Yeah, I suppose, but it shouldn't have taken until what was it? It was a turn of the year, weren't it? It shouldn't have taken that long.
Yeah, I think it was after that Doncaster game, wasn't it? Or he'd just come in around the time of the Doncaster game in the cup.
Yeah.
And
then he's not looked back since then.
No, he hasn't, and even playing through the end of the season with an injury, and still, I mean, you could argue that the last few games, maybe 3 or 4 games,
his form did take a hit, didn't it? But
yeah, his form did, didn't it? But he's what, 20, 21?
21 maybe, yeah, 2021. But if you think about already how aggressive he is for his age, and he's not bad on the ball. Don't get me wrong, but that's not his strength. He's just a very solid defender, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not bad on the ball at all, really. I don't think he's at a level that Ben Davies is at.
Nah.
But he, like you said, there's a good balance, left-footed and right-footed.
Yeah, if you could put them
good balance, left-footed and right,
they'd be a very, very, very good player. But they are very well balanced.
100%.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe
he's still only 21. Story.
21, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's basically his first season at
this level.
Yeah.
So I think this will be his first full season if he can stay fit. I mean, he's an incredible prospect.
Unbelievable prospect, yeah. But yeah, he's another one. I think that if he carries on the trajectory that he's on, I think it's only a matter of time before he's in the Prem somewhere.
Yeah. How much did we pay for him?
I think it was 750. Yeah.
750. Yeah.
If you look at it now, that's a good fee for us.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Exeter have got some kind of sell on, like a hefty sell on.
Yeah.
You'd imagine so.
If we do sell him to a decent Premier League side, assuming he makes the progress that he looks like he's more than capable of making, I think we'll be making a decent profit there. Not that I want us to, but
if you look at Lloyd Kelly, he's just gone to Bournemouth, same age.
13 million, was it?
Was it 13? Yeah. So you're probably looking in that kind of bracket.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, very, very good talent, and them two at centre back next season is very promising for a full season.
Like Dan said, if they can stay injury free, I think there's something to be excited about. Definitely.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in the squad that you think could make the step up, or?
I think maybe 12 months ago I would have said Sean Maguire had a chance.
But as we all know, his hamstrings aren't the most.
Ability-wise, he's got the quality, but I don't think he could hack it.
If you're looking at a prospect, I know I'm not his biggest fan, to be honest, but Josh Earl's probably the most likely, apart from the ones we've mentioned.
Yeah.
Just basically physicality, and he's not actually a bad footballer. Just positionally, he's a bit iffy.
He's a bit off, isn't he?
Yeah. But maybe in a few years, who knows? Big season for him next season, though.
Definitely. Right, should we call that part 1?
Yeah.
Let's call that part 1.
Right, cool. Nice one, lads.
Welcome back to part 2. How we doing, dickheads?
Best not call the listenership dickheads.
No, I got that as like you're referring to me and Dan.
Yeah, that's what I was. But,
that better make it in.
Right, welcome back to part 2 to From the Finney podcast. Thanks for staying with us. So now we're going to talk about the goalkeeping position. So Chris Maxwell's been linked to Hibs in the last few days.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it was in the LEP or somewhere else.
I think it was online somewhere else, but I'm not sure where.
But so it obviously looks like, well, I'm pretty sure he's going to go. So what is the plan for the goalkeeping position, do we think?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because I think we've seen in the past how getting loans in can work. This season, Dean Henderson at Sheffield United is a prime example of how it can work. But goalkeeper is arguably one of the most important positions to have someone to come in and nail down a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been quite fortunate in the past, I think, with loans, but just how long it can carry on for, I'm not right sure.
Yeah, I think if you look at probably the last 5-6 years, the keepers that we've had, the best 3 keepers have been Rudd when he was on loan first time, Johnston, and then Pickford, obviously, and they were all on loan from Premier League clubs. Personally, I think that's the route I'd kind of go down every season. I think a lot of people probably prefer that as well. Speaking to my mate who's a big P&E fan yesterday, and he pretty much wants us to do that. So obviously Muric has been linked, and there's no doubt he's a better goalkeeper than Declan Rudd, Michael Crowe, Maxwell, and probably Ripley. So I would have no concerns about him just coming in for a year.
I think that's my only issue with it, is that it is just a year.
And we'd be unrealistic in hoping to bring him in permanently unless we got up.
Absolutely unrealistic, Dan.
Yeah. Even then, even if we got up, you'd still probably be on what, 25 to 60 grand a week.
I don't know, maybe, but if you look at Henderson at Sheffield, they've gone up obviously, and he's probably going to go back there on loan.
The other day that he was signing a new contract with Man United and then going back on loan to Sheffield.
Yeah, I mean that could kind of work. If he went up and City wanted him to play games, obviously at Prem.
Yeah, I suppose.
But
I don't know, it just doesn't fill me with confidence.
I can see what you mean, but Declan Rudd doesn't fill me with confidence.
No.
Yeah, true.
I think we'd all rather a talented keeper who's able to keep goal be somewhere in the side, even if it is just on loan.
Yeah, I'd rather have 12 months of security, to be fair.
Yeah. Because
with a loan, you pretty much know you're getting a quality player. It's just a case of how they can settle into the club, how they can adapt. Obviously, it'd be Muric's first season. I think Pickford had a lot of loans, didn't he, before he came to us?
Yeah, I think he was Bradford and Carlisle.
Yeah.
He'd been at Lowe's, I think, and then I'm not sure how many Rudd had. Was it his first loan?
No.
Well, he had played for Norwich before, but I'm not sure if he'd been at another club. And obviously Johnston had half a season, I think, at Doncaster.
Yeah.
So this would be kind of different one in terms of absolutely zero experience.
Well, you say that, but he's played in the League Cup for City.
Yeah, played for the best manager in the world.
Well, yeah.
So he must be half decent.
And the players he's played with...
He's not conceded a goal in senior football as well.
Has he not?
No.
He's made some international appearances as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's just been included in squads.
Is he Kosovan?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that one comes off. I think that'd be the best route to go.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great signing.
Yeah,
but then,
definitely.
Obviously, the question was long-term plan. So,
do you guys want to hear my stat about Jordan Pickford? It's not really a stat, but it's my little interesting nugget.
Well, we've got no choice now.
Jordan Pickford was the first goalkeeper that Alan Brown scored past for us.
His career?
Yeah.
Really?
He scored against Carlisle in that 6-1 game.
Really?
Pickford was the keeper for.
Do you want to know another little stat about Jordan Pickford?
Go on.
Best keeper in the world.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Also today became the first goalkeeper to score for England, even though it was only a penalty shootout.
There's no doubt that Maxwell's off this summer.
I wonder why.
Yeah, let's not get into that one.
No, I think it's just because he flaps at crosses.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know how good his
I had
connection
him
is with
down
the defence either.
as what?
I'm not sure how good his connection is with the defence either.
Well, prior to this season, I had him down as the better of the two keepers.
So did I, yeah.
And I'll probably catch a lot of shit for saying that, but stand by it. I think he suited the way we played.
Yeah, he definitely.
I used to be a fan of his distribution as well. But then,
obviously, his biggest thing for us was his sweeping ability.
Yeah,
he did lose his head a bit, didn't he? And he
got very cocky, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah. But nah, Hibbs would be a strange move because I think he's better than SPL.
Yeah, but I don't see many clubs at this level needing a keeper.
Nah, I see what you mean. I don't know.
So,
It's a tricky one for him.
I mean, he didn't get football at Charlton, and if he's going to get regular football, he's probably going to have to drop down to mid-table League One side.
Maybe that's what I suppose.
And I suppose that's sort of SPL level, isn't it? Apart from Celtic and Rangers.
Don't do a disservice on League One, Dan. Jesus. I don't know. We'll just have to see with Maxwell, but I'm pretty sure Rudd will be off as well.
Yeah, I suspect he'll be off on loan probably. But again, I just don't see where a Championship club's got the need for a keeper.
No.
Who's been promoted?
Off the top of my head,
Barnsley,
Luton.
Well, Barnsley do, I suppose. They've just lost. Well, they're likely to.
They have just lost Adam Davis.
Barnsley have a very good recruitment team though, so they won't be signing Declan Rudd. Luton's got a shout. Luton's got a shout. I don't know. It depends where he wants to go.
I can't think of Luton's keeper's name off the top of my head. Not that means much.
Steck?
But...
It's Marek Steck, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Didn't he start off at West Ham?
I'm not sure, but he rings a bell. But he's probably better than Declan Rudd. So it probably means we've got Connor Ripley as number 2 next season.
Yeah,
I suspect so. Yeah.
I mean, from what little we've seen of him, I'm not too concerned about him being number 2. I quite like the look of him, but it's hard to judge a player off 180 minutes football, isn't it?
Yeah, and it fills me with more confidence than having Michael Crowe on the bench, definitely.
Yeah, me too. What's happened with Michael Crowe? Is he out of contract? Was he just on a 1 year?
Not sure, but yeah, I think he was either a 1 or a 2 year deal, wasn't he? So,
and
best
then
case,
we got
he's off out of the club, and worst case, we've got 12 months of him potting around doing nothing.
I do feel sorry for him though, because once he gets released, he will have to get a real job. I don't know how he's done that. I want to have a word with his agent, honestly.
He never played for Ipswich, did he?
No. Never played football in his life, not even as a kid.
I've got a theory that he went to a trial game one time, had an absolute blinder out of nowhere, and he's just blagged a career on the back of it.
Maybe.
And I
don't even know how old is he. I don't even know how old he is.
I think he's 27.
Yeah, I think he's mid-20s.
And there were those stories, weren't there? Of I mean, I don't think it's happened in this country, not for a long time, but players that have not been just normal people who've managed to blag their way into signing for a club and then feigned injuries for a couple of years, and then moved on before there's been a chance of being noticed. I can't remember the name of the guy that got moved again. I think it was West Ham.
Southampton?
Like that. Southampton, that's the one.
It was Ali Dia.
Yeah.
Ali Dia. He was like an African fake.
Wasn't he George Weah's cousin?
Yeah, something weird like that,
yeah.
And George Weah recommended him to Southampton.
That's what Michael Crowe's done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely what Michael Crowe's done.
Yeah, because I mean,
he's definitely not George Weah's cousin.
Well,
what Michael Crowe?
It's probably not actually. He's probably not.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with obviously Hudson as probably third choice, unless he goes out on loan and Jimmy Kokorin stays in as third choice.
He's another weird one though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's been here for 4 or 5 years now.
Matt Hudson will be 20 before the season rolls around.
Still young.
I know it's still young, but I just think if
he never got a look in at Bury last year, did he?
Into the team, but then he had. Was it last season or the season before where he got a half against Leeds? It was the season before.
Season before, yeah. Pickford got sent off, didn't he?
Yeah, of course it was Pickford, wasn't it?
I think he is highly rated at the club though. So, but he does need games. Maybe conference. Maybe Chorley have sorted himself out, but they could do with getting a full season at some kind of level.
Jimmy Corcoran's supposed to be quite highly rated as well, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he'll be 18 when the season starts. I don't know if he'll be ready. I'd prefer to see him go out on loan or play for the reserve team that Alex Neil wants to.
Yeah, it's gone cold on that. It's gone very cold on that.
I was going to say, it's gone
that
quiet,
bad?
hasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Was that going to happen? Like, for some reason, was it going to be in accordance with the training ground for whatever reason?
Well,
No,
no,
I
it was
just think
mentioned
Alex
at the
Neil
fans
wanted
forum,
it.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Alex Neil said at the fans forum that he didn't like the fact that we kept having to organise bounce games in the week, and that he wanted some level of competition there for like the players that aren't playing week in week out, so that when they're needed, that they can just come in and they're almost ready to go, if you will.
Yeah. It was a problem when we did have injuries and we had to have players come in out of the cold. That we saw it took them a good 180, 270 minutes of football to get up to speed.
Yeah, it's a big problem. I think pretty much every club in the league has either a development squad or a reserve team. So, and obviously we were linked with those maybe about 6 weeks ago. The lad from Sheffield Wednesday, who was released, can't remember his name, and also Max
I can't remember
Broughton.
either of the names.
Was it Max Broughton as well? And they're the kind of players we'd sign to go into like a development team or whatever reserve team, but it's gone cold on that, so I don't know. But it's something we should definitely look at.
Yeah.
It just, again, like we mentioned last week about the fans forums and the board, and there being a bit of a disconnect between like the top level of the club and the fans. It just, if it doesn't happen for whatever reason, it would just feel like another thing that like we've had sold to us just to try and keep us happy for however long, 6 months, 3 months, just give us something to talk about.
Yeah.
In hope that it comes off.
I think it's more important in terms of actually Alex Neil, because obviously, by the sounds of it, I don't know how close he was to going, but he must have had some kind of like assurances from the club about stuff like that.
Yeah, you'd think so.
So we'll just have to see with that. But we're running out of time already. Time's going quite fast.
Yeah.
I think they're back in training 3 weeks.
First week of July, is it? End of June?
End of June, start of July. 4 weeks.
We've basically got seven weeks till the start of the season.
Because what date's our first pre-season game?
6th of July, Saturday.
The 6th, yeah. It's really not that far away.
It's less than a month.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, just under a month. Sorry. So yeah, the stuff's gonna have to start happening pretty quickly.
And also need to sort out 2 pre-season games as well.
Yeah,
2 home games.
I mean, the club even said in that news in their in the article on the website, they were like, "We're hoping to get these announced soon."
Yeah, and there's been nothing.
Clubs don't want to play against Darnell Fisher and Ben Pearson, do they?
It's a little bit like the fans forum that you mentioned with all the answers. It seems like they've said that to sort of appease us, and it's going to be a while till we hear about it.
Yeah, it feels like another one of them things that you wouldn't be surprised if they're hoping that fans forget about it. And
yeah,
well, we can't just not play a pre-season game.
Well, we can.
No, we can't. We got to sort of pre-season game out. Come on.
I mean, if we don't sort out a pre-season game against a Premier League team, then we go in without any sort of competitive.
Exactly. If we go into the season and the best team we've played is
Fleetwood,
then I think it's fair to say we won't be ready for the start of the season.
No,
definitely.
So I hope they got an exotic Spanish team lined up or something.
I doubt it.
So
did they not specify Premier League?
You said Premier League or foreign.
Well.
The last foreign team I remember us playing was AEK Athens.
Yeah.
We played Swansea, didn't we?
Big shout out to Jeffrey Monicana.
Yeah.
You are not going down that Wales route, Oliver.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry. Yes, I just full named you as well.
It's all right. You're not my mum, but it's all right.
Moving on. Should we give this new feature a go, boys?
Yeah, why not?
Gonna have to come up with a name for it.
Yeah, the as yet unnamed feature.
I've got a good name for it.
Go on.
Guess the player.
There we go. Golden.
Yeah.
Guess the player.
Shit. Yeah.
Guess the player. So explain the game and then we'll get going down. Jake.
Right, yeah, we'll give this as yet unnamed feature a try, but basically it's going to be a game of guess the former North End player. So if any of you that are listening in your car or at home, wherever you listen, if you want to play along, the rules are quite simple. I'll start off with a clue, and when Dan or Ollie thinks they've got who the player is, they just have to say stop, and then they've got however long to say what they think.
Right.
So yeah, we'll go for it, and we'll start off with clue number 1. I was born on the 7th of June in 1985 in Bolton.
1985. That would make them 29?
No.
39.
No.
I can't do maths.
I'm doing economics, so it's a bit awkward if I can't do this.
34.
Does that make him 34?
34.
Yeah.
I really can't do maths.
Any guesses?
No. No
Sam?
idea.
No, none from me.
No. Right. Okay. Right. So clue number 2. I made my Football League debut for Bury as a 17-year-old in November 2002 as a second half substitute against Torquay United.
Stop.
Yeah.
Is it Simon Whaley?
Yes, it is.
Simon Whaley.
Point,
Oh my god.
if we were better prepared, I'd have a jingle. So
Simon Whaley's 34.
Yeah, and he's retired.
I was about 45.
Well, he retired sort of mid-career because he broke his toe on a... Was it like a marble table or something?
I have no idea. I've not heard that
Or he dropped something on his foot. There's something really stupid and every day that just...
Was he not just a big pisshead?
I have no idea.
I know it's something to do with a broken toe, but it's just I'm not sure how he did it.
That's a bit of a boring story.
He retired in December 2011 when he was at Chorley. I think he made 19 appearances for Chorley. I'm sure the last I heard he was a plumber.
That is a pretty downwards career trajectory, isn't it?
He was a good player, you know.
Yeah, he was.
He was. I remember him scoring that screamer at Burnley when 1-3-2.
Yeah, plumbers are pretty good though.
No, I don't have anything against plumbers. I just mean
I'm not being biased because my dad's one, but
no, I was talking more footballer trajectory, Preston down to Chorley rather than.
Oh right, yeah, rather than footballer to plumber.
Yeah. All right, so round 2. I'll start us off this time. So my player was born on the 14th of September 1979.
Okay, so he's 30. Was he 40? He's 40. Oh my god, I do economics. Oh my god.
He's 39. He's not quite 40 yet.
Right, he's 39. Okay.
Yeah, no, I've not got a clue.
Where was he born then?
He was born, funnily enough, in Bury.
Okay.
Anybody?
No.
Nope.
He made his debut for Blackpool in a FA Cup game against Wigan Athletic on the 14th of November 1998.
Stop. Brett
I know who it is now. Oh, I knew that.
Who?
Brett Ormerod.
Nope.
Next clue.
The next clue. He signed for us on loan in 2006 from Norwich City.
Ooh. Stop.
Jake.
Adam Nolan.
No.
Bollocks.
It was Norwich that broke Adam Nolan's leg, but I don't think we signed him from them.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it was. It was Dixon Atuhu.
Yeah. Dixon Atuhu.
On loan from us at Norwich and then broke his replacement's leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've not got a clue.
We then, after a short loan spell in the 05-06 season, signed him permanently. He was with us for 3 years until 2009, but he only made 8 more appearances.
Stop.
Well, this is obscure.
Go on.
Jason Jarrett.
Fucking nailed it.
Yes.
I thought no one was going to get that.
I'm well happy with that.
Never heard of him.
Do you know what?
Are you joking?
I had him in my mind since you first suggested that game about a week ago. He was the first player that popped up.
Can we just focus on the fact that Ollie's never heard of Jason Jarrett?
Of course I've heard of him. I can picture what he looks like.
That was a good one, that Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we keep that in or not. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I quite like this as a format. I mean, obviously we'll polish it up.
Yeah. Much like the podcast in hopefully 6 months.
Yeah. Ollie, do you want to round us off with a third one?
Okay. So round 3. Ready?
Yeah.
This player was born on New Year's Day, 1973, in Kendal.
73.
Oh, that makes him 46?
That makes him 46.
Ooh.
In Kendal. No.
No.
Go on.
Unsurprisingly, he started his career at Carlisle United in 1991. Fairly local to Kendal.
Yeah, no, I haven't got a clue.
No, me neither.
Okay. He signed for Preston North End in 1999 and he went on to make 170 appearances.
170 appearances?
999.
That's a little bit before my time, that.
He left in 2004.
Oh, so he was only here for 5 years. So he played pretty much every game.
Played a lot of games in that time.
No, I've not got a Scooby-Doo.
Okay. He was 6 foot and he was a centre back.
Stop. Colin Murdoch.
No.
Stop. It wasn't
Well,
Chris Lucchetti, was it?
No. Next clue.
No, next clue.
He made 170 appearances for North End, yeah. And then, in 2004, he went to Blackpool.
Heathen. Stop. Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, was it not Michael Jackson? Oh, I thought you'd nailed it.
Shit out.
He's a singer. Well, he used to be a singer.
Well, he's dead now.
Well, that's pretty much all I've got, really. Do you want to know what his current job is?
Well, where did he go after Blackpool?
Oh, sorry. After Blackpool, in 2006, he went to Exeter, and he retired from Exeter in 2011. He finished his career with 445 games.
He was a centre back.
And he signed in 1999. He left in 2004.
Oh my god.
He played 170 times for this football club. I knew this would be a good one.
Stop. Was it Marlon Brooms?
Nope.
Oh, no. I haven't the foggiest, mate. You've got me there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Next clue.
Might have to cut this one out and you can go again, Ollie.
He had no hair and he was Welsh. Well, he had very, very slight hair and he was Welsh. Well, he's still alive. He is Welsh.
See, all I can picture when you say centre-backs with no hair playing for us is Wayne fucking Brown.
Nope.
I know he was playing for us in like 2011.
Are you giving up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm defeated.
Okay. Player reveal. Drum roll.
Drum roll, please.
The player is Rob Edwards.
Oh, shit the bed.
Of course.
Remember him?
Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, I do.
Can you picture him as well?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Unless
though.
I'm just picturing Colin Murdoch. That was a good one, that, Ollie.
Oh.
Nice one. Cheers.
Thanks for listening to episode 3 of the From the Finney podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope the new feature wasn't as bad as it sounded.
Definitely was.
Hopefully it wasn't. We'll try and polish it up a bit. We haven't also quite hit on a regular schedule just yet, but we'll aim to have regular pods to you every sort of 7 to 10 days. So for those that have been asking on Twitter, it'll be around that sort of time period. As usual, you can keep in touch with us across our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Yeah, just say hello if you fancy. And yeah, that's episode 3. So thanks for listening. Ollie, Dan, thank you very much for getting involved again.
Nice one, Jake. Nice one, Dan. Lovely to chat about Preston North End.
Good to have you back again, Ollie.
Yeah, definitely nice to have you back, mate.
I hope that was sincere.
100%.
And on that note, chaps, see you later.
See you later.